Hey everybody, and welcome back to Midtown, USA. Today is the first day of autumn, and I wanted to start out and show you a couple cool things that I just noticed about the map. And that is, I was doing some work over at the BGA earlier, and I was looking at the soybeans around the map, and they just looked a little different. So I went over here and looked at the beans, and I was like, you know what? These things look a lot different than I remember soybeans looking over on Churn Farms. So I went and reached out to CCS 101 over at FS UK, and I was like, hey dude, do you have different crop textures in? And he did say that for some of the crop textures, or maybe all the crop textures, he did use the Forgotten Plants crop textures instead of the default in-game ones. So that kind of explains that little deal as to why the soybeans were looking so different. Oh no, tree. That's what I get for not looking behind me. Oh well, we should look where we're going. So what I wanted to do was run over to the BGA because I wanted to show you what we got done the other days. We were hard at work down at the BGA through a fair bit of the night, trying to get some stuff done, trying to get this field finished off, and then once we got the field finished off, basically get the bunkers leveled and finalized. And I think we did a pretty good job at getting it done. It's been a few real life days since I've recorded an episode of Midtown USA, so I kind of forget a little bit as to where we are, or what we showed off last episode. So hopefully I'm not repeating myself too much, but I'm pretty sure I didn't show you the the finished product, because that didn't finish until fairly late in the game day. In fact, it pretty much finished early this game day. So let's go ahead and make our way over here to the BGA. I've gone ahead and put all the stuff away. Let's go ahead and show you that. Go ahead and put all of the BGA equipment over here. I went and purchased a power washer. The guys over at UMRV Stream kind of joke at me and kid me that I don't wash trucks stuff. So here's the JCB. Here's the Joskin. That is part of the BGA equipment. I went ahead and bought two more Joskin trailers. So I went ahead and parked them down here. Those are technically ours. We own those. We've got the leveler that I bought. That leveler is ours, and just leave it down here. Then we've got the New Holland harvester and header, which I've all parked in here. So figured this was a great spot for it, right across from the BGA itself. Let's get this shut. She's shutting. There we go. Let's go ahead and close that gate. And let's go ahead and go on in here. Okay. So here we are. Went ahead and covered this silo. Got this thing pretty good, pretty well packed full. And then we went ahead and started working on this silo. Basically, we finished up the field after we got that one almost all the way full. We put the rest over here. So they're both covered. They're both fermenting. We should be able to do something with them in the first day of mid-autumn at the earliest. We're just going to let them sit there until until they've got a good old reason to sell. Might keep them there until winter time just to give ourselves something to do. Still have our compost master down here, and still have lots of compost in there. And another reason why I wanted to come over here is I wanted to check on this grass. It should be at full growth stage. Let's get our little whoopster out. Do a little whoopsteen. And indeed, our grass is at 100% growth. So we are good to go over here too. So we're going to be doing ourselves a little bit of grass work. And let's go ahead and show you the map. Show you what else is going on since we are in spring. So if you remember, we planted these 3 fields, 15, 11, 16, and part of 12 in soybeans after we pulled the harvest off, the first harvest. We have field 8 and 7. 8 is also in soybean, and 7 is in sunflowers. And 7 and 8 are ready to harvest. All the other fields are in a growing state, so they look like they may be ready to harvest in late autumn. That's what we're hoping for, because if not, we're going to lose those fields. And then 17 is harvested. We could turn that around and put wheat in it. I'm thinking about doing that for next year. Go ahead and take a look at our silage price. 44 and dropping, of course, because now we have a bunker and a part full. Compost is going up, 23.49. That is pretty good. Wool is going up at 29.54. We still have a little bit of wool that we could get rid of. Our sheep are obviously no longer producing wool. So if we could sell our wool, let's see how much we've got here. That doesn't list it because I guess they're not making any. So let's go back up on out of here. Damage too much of our precious little grass. So plan is in the cornfield that we harvested to basically pull that up, or work that up, cultivate it, and seed it back with wheat for possibly a late spring or early summer harvest next year. The plan for this huge field 11. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of a time lapse. We haven't done much of that recently of the mowing. We're going to mow field 11, which is the grass field that we seeded way back in springtime. That is now ready to harvest. We're going to mow, or ready to collect. We're going to mow field 11, and we're going to ted that up, and then we're going to have a good old fun time with our new Krone baler and accumulator. Got that stuff. The trailer and stuff, I still need to put that away. If you see here, we've got pretty much lined up over here. Let's go ahead and park this. Uppity Mercedes. I'm getting all kinds of grief from various folks on the internet about that. So we've got parked up here our Massey Fergusons. We've got our 7726 here for our mowing. Got our 6616 to do our ted and raking. And we've got the bigger boy, the, what is this number? The 8737 hooked up to the new Krone big pack baler and Bale accumulator. And then way over here, well, let's look at it after we our tractor to do our mowing. Over here you'll see we have our JCB telehandler with our new Bale accumulator, or not a Bale accumulator, but our new Bale grabber connected. It's just sitting there, and we went ahead and sold the 4-stack Bale forks. You can see they're no longer in the shed here. What we're going to do is bring a worker on to help us out. We're going to go ahead and caravan these tractors up to field 11. And we're going to get some work done here. Let's take a... Let's go take a look at a forecast. Oh, shoot. Dude, but you can see now that we can plant wheat as of late summer, and we can plant wheat. Holy cow. First time we can plant wheat up until up till the end of early winter. It's the first time I've seen that. Wow, I did not know that we had that long of a time frame to do that in. It's amazing, but we can't harvest past winter anything other than poplar. So it's interesting. That's what we wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up the forecast. You see we got 2 days of clear skies predicted for autumn. And then we have 3 days of rain. Not looking so good on the rain front there. I have to kind of see what happens there. Let's go ahead and take our caravan of equipment up here. And get things started. Hey, I'm really looking forward to mowing here, because I want to play with that new Krone equipment, man. That's what I want to do. What we're going to do is go ahead and get this thing going. We're going to set up a course play course. The field work. And this is field 11, right? No, field 10. 7.8. We're going to start in the southeast. Go north. We're not going to do any headlands because that should make it fairly easy for the baler. Everything. Let's go ahead and map that up. And go ahead and start that. We're going to save this field 10 mower. Okay. This is a full growth too with our little whoopster. All right. So we're going to let that go for a little bit, and then we'll start our rake. Kind of do the same process that we did over in the other field. So I'll be back with you in a little bit. Till then, we'll just kind of do a little time lapse as you follow this guy around. Okay. So I want him to get about halfway done. Alright, let's go ahead, and I think we're far enough ahead now that we can get our tedder working. Let's go ahead and get our HUD back. And go ahead and field 10 mower. And let's make sure that we don't go too fast. We're going to turn the field speed down to 10 miles an hour. And let's go ahead and start them up and start them on the course. Oh, that's stop, because I bet we need to go in the right mode. There we go. Still in the mode from when we used him to when we used him to do some karting for the BGA. So I think I've said this before, but I really like this mod. I like the details on it. You get in here, you can see the rake little spindles, whatever you call those little thingies. They're spinning. They're flailing up the hay and putting it down in a nice big old windrow here. Doing two tasks at once. Very fabulous job. Love this thing. Takes very little horsepower to do, and in theory it doesn't require any PTO, because you just as you pull it along, these wheels just rotate just via ground friction and do all the work themselves. So mentioned when I showed this off in a previous episode, there was lots of questions about it. This can be found over at AmericanEaglesModding.com. So we're going to go ahead and ride along with this guy until he gets back up to the other side of the field. And then we're going to have fun. Then we're going to whip out the big Krone baler and give it a spin. So while we're waiting real fast, let's go and check out the, here's the sunflower texture for ready to harvest. That's obviously different than the default. And here's the soybean ready to harvest texture from Forgotten Plants. That looks a bit different than default. So let's... Whoa, buddy. We did not turn you off, did we? Well, he wasn't working, but he was following along, so... Let's not... we won't be following the rake anymore. Let's go ahead and... I guess we'll go ahead and get started with our baling. This is going to be exciting. I haven't used this one bit. So this is the very first time that I've actually used this. First time I've turned it on or hooked it up, and I have to say this thing is a beast. Glad I hooked it up to the biggest, well, it's not the biggest tractor we got because we got the Big Bud, but glad I hooked it up to the big old 8000 series Massey Ferguson. We're up here at the top of our sheep pasture. Alright, this guy lined up. And before we get him started, I want to show you something, baler. So if you look down the HUD, you see we have 190 bales. Basically, we have twine for 190 bales. So let's hit Z to lower our twine boxes, if you haven't seen this thing before. So it lowers the side boxes and opens the lid. And there's our spindles of twine in there. Pretty cool. Same on this side. So that's how you load it up. You basically open that up, you put the twine pallet close to that, and you basically say load load the baler. Oh look, we got a fire extinguisher on the baler in a toolbox. That's pretty cool. Alright, so let's lower it. Oops. Oh, look at that. Well, chains look a little elastic. I wish they wouldn't, but anyway, let's lower that down. Do we unfold this thing? I don't think there's anything to unfold. We just, we have to unfold the baler. Change auto, what? Unfold the baler. Well, okay, this probably means this. Unfold this. That's probably what it's meaning we need to do. Oh, look how it... Oh, look how it... There you go. Look at that. It pulls it in. Pulls the tongue in. Shortens the tongue so it's right up against the baler. Then unfolds the sides. And now let's switch back. Now we can turn it on. Change auto unload delay to off. So I do have... Oh, that's cool. So this works with the... This works with the round bale auto unload thing. I've got that installed. So I'm guessing that's where that comes from. Unless it's got something automatically built into it. Let's go ahead and get rolling up here. And I know this thing makes 6,000 liter bales of straw. Looks like it only makes 4,000 liter bales of hay. So that is rather interesting. The way this works, I like the dust coming off of it. That's pretty cool. So we have our bale of hay that comes out, slides over. Our other bale comes out and should slide over the other direction. See it work? Then a third bale comes out, and then it should dump them on the ground behind us. Yep. And that's how we're going to do it. That is pretty dang cool. You can see our bale counter is dropping down as we use up twine. Oh, we got rear steer on the baler. Now we've got this big bale extension. I'm trying to see, yeah, the wheels on the bale accumulator, they also are turned. Let's look at that. Straighten this up. And see, they're now straight again. Let's go ahead and get this guy on the same course. John Deere mower. And we're going to turn the turn on field. Let's see, where is that at? It's here. Turn on field, we're going to turn on field deactivated, okay. And let's drive the course. And yeah, okay, let's speed this up. 12. Just for fun. Now let's just watch this thing work. Sweet. This thing is cool. See the animations of this thing slide over. Not really animated, it just slides over. There's a little bar. Let's see if the bar move it. Yeah, the bar is what moves the bales. Okay. Don't get stuck, don't get stuck. Oh, seriously. Little too narrow there. Let's watch this drop. And there they go. That is pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our auto load trailer just to load these, just because we can. And then we're going to use our bale grabber to unload these and put them in the shed. So we're just going to kind of zoom out here and slow this guy down so that he basically is at the same speed as the tedder. and we're just gonna watch this fun stuff happen. So we had to avoid our wonderful Three Dudes Gaming Network billboard that was up here. Otherwise, our tractor would have driven right into the darn thing. So back to the fun action. So, I don't remember if I've mentioned this or not, and I wanted to go ahead and mention it. Let's get in the tractor. It's quieter. Remember the other day, I had an episode where I showed you the sail balloons here at Midtown Equipment. I went out and I reached out to CCS 101 again on that, and apparently the balloons were a part of the original map. For those that played FS17, West Bridge, you probably may have seen them if you happened to venture by the store when there was an equipment sale going on. So the balloons are not a part of the updated map. They are part of the original map that has been left in. So that was some little Easter egg that was fun to see and fun to discover for the first time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till this guy finishes his mowing. Then we're going to drive it back down to the shop or to the farm. We're going to pick up our POW truck and flatbed trailer, and we're going to bring it up here and start picking up some bales. Alright. Just making sure the baler shouldn't be catching up to the tedder. But, just wanted to make sure. I do need to turn traffic back on. I turned it off for the work down at the BGA with all of the AI drivers going to and fro. just going to leave this here, because we're going to eventually take this whole caravan down to the other grass field. Go over here and pick up our POW truck. Washed him up real good. Still a little dirty. Go ahead and use our rear camera to hook up to our trailer. Let's see, we are set on square bales, so that is good to go. Go ahead and pick up these bales. So if there's questions about this trailer, this is a Wilson step deck trailer. It's also over at AmericanEaglesModding.com. So let's put it in work position and get to picking these things up. Boom! Boom! Look at that. Look how these things are lined up in a little bit of a stagger. Really like when that happens. It's pretty cool. Because you can then do things like this. And I really like how this trailer loads things. I really don't like other auto load trailers that basically load one whole side and then load another whole side. That is completely not realistic. So I like how this trailer puts, you know, loads them by layer. Like that. And then once it's done, it will load a few in the back. I pick up 3 more. And that's it. We can put, I think, 40 bales on here. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 stacks of 4 and 2 stacks of 3. That's how many bales this trailer holds. At least square bales. What we're going to do is we're going to... It's over here. And it's going to unload them right here. Go. And we're going to go back and pick up more. So I'll be back with you once we've got this whole field collected. Alright everybody, well we've got that field picked up. And we've got 2 full trailer loads of bales. And there's 3 more up in the field. So I thought we would go ahead and take this doohickey. And there you can see our 2 full loads of bales. I'm going to go ahead and take this doofloppy up here. And pick up these 3 bales before it gets too terrible dark. And I suspect I'll be putting the rest of the bales away in the shed into the nighttime. And what we'll do is when we come back tomorrow, we will be down working the, probably harvesting the sunflowers, I would say. So until next time, guys, happy farming.